Uh-oh.
What did I do?
There might be a FaceTime thing at the bottom of your iPad that you need to click.
You think so? Oh, okay. Well, I can see. There you are. Okay,
yes.
Now you're back. Okay.
Technology. Wow.
Okay. Well, everything else is going so well. So it's
Day
fine.
two.
Day two of Stephanie Miller's show, remote. So, that reputation I've had as the chick that cries on the radio, I think I'm going to pretty much be cementing that for life.
Okay.
My mom has just tested positive for COVID. She's about to turn 98. And as you know, I just visited her over Christmas. And I have COVID. So Dr. Redletter and I did the timeline. It is impossible she got it from me. It might be more likely I got it from her. None of this really matters. I know to people, millions of people that are going through this horrible, horrible S show that we're all living through. She's obviously went into assisted living, and there's been several cases there. And, I've been obviously in contact with my family nonstop. And, I was so concerned about keeping her safe and her not getting it. I tested negative twice here, 2 PCR tests in LA before I went, 2 rapid tests in North Carolina before I saw her, and then 2 PCR tests back here in LA, the first of which 3 days after I got back was negative. So that's why Dr. Redletter, again, not that it matters, but it would be impossible for me to have given it. You can spread it when you're asymptomatic, but you would have to be positive. So I was negative 3 days after even arriving back in LA. He said it is more likely because nursing homes are a hotbed that your mom was carrying it. I hope for my sister's sake that I got it on the flight back, because now they're waiting for results. And it's just I talk about, Chris, you said before the show, is this public? And I'm like, everything else is in my life. You know what I mean? It's just, this is the nature of what I do for a living. And it unfortunately, mirrors what millions of people are going through. That, my mom went into assisted living a couple of months ago, is about to turn 98, has Alzheimer's, is nearly blind and deaf, and was in a very rapid decline. And so, we made a decision. I rented a beautiful house on a lake, and, we had a wonderful Christmas. And, even my family, like, I say I'm going to start crying, but saying, you made the right decision. And I've never seen her so happy, because we were racing a clock like so many people are racing, where I got the call that I was dreading. I got the call that I was dreading, that she had it, because every time they were about to open her facility, someone else got it there. It's obviously rampant in nursing homes, but, she couldn't live alone anymore. She kept falling. She just fell yesterday and lacerated her head. She has no symptoms, thank God. But just got the diagnosis yesterday. So this is what everybody is racing is, when does she get COVID and I'll never see her again? When is the Alzheimer's so bad she doesn't know who any of us are? So, we made this decision, and I'm fine. I got it from my mom. I really am, it's, it's because I thought she we might not have seen any of her family again. So, we got to see her, have a wonderful Christmas with her. And it's like I say, it just never occurred to us. It never occurred to us that, all I cared about that I didn't give it to my mom. It never occurred to me that, she might have it. I mean, she did test negative. They do test them regularly, but I don't know what the protocol is. I was saying Chris, you and I were talking about testing, yesterday here in LA. And I know this test she got the result a week later. I'm like, well, we all know that's useless.
Right.
So, she might have tested negative before they discharged her to us, but she could have gotten it any second, but she was still in the nursing home, so it's, it's the worst of all scenarios. Good morning.
Hi.
It's really, Chris and Travis and I are all recovering. I mean, and I know Chris and Travis, you were both saying that it's interesting. There's a lot of sometimes shame involved in this, or emotion. I mean, we've all been emotional, Travis, Travis, you reminded me of Rachel talking about feeling horrible that your husband Dylan got it, from you, and I mean, anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, it was like spending a week sleeping on the couch, feeling like you're toxic, like you are a hazard to the person that you love the most in the world.
Yeah,
and I mean, we live in a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. There's not a whole lot of room to spread out here.
That's what happens with city living. People live on top of each other. I live in an apartment building with 20 other apartments. You
Yeah.
know, there's no getting around that.
Yeah. I mean, and, you know, so it becomes like, in the end, this is just such a horrible scourge that I entirely blame the orange MFR for, that you know, it is everywhere, particularly in LA. And so, you know, clearly I didn't get it from you guys. Do you know what I mean? I was negative. So, you know what I mean? It's just, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You know, we're all, you know, we got so much love and support yesterday. We did get one, you know, letter, which of course, like, you know, when I'm like where I am emotionally, but just about, oh, you're all laughing about this and you're all irresponsible. And I literally like almost lost it, because we've all been responsible, you know. I've barely
to the point of crippling loneliness and isolation.
Yeah, Chris, you and I talked about suicidal thoughts and being single through all this and being like really, you know, we've been locked down for a year, you know, and not leaving, and it's. So I know, you know, Travis, it's like, I totally get, I'm so glad you have Dylan, and yet I get your extra worry about it, you know, having someone you love in danger. And
it's not on you. It's about you know, it's always been about the other person. It's never like this disease. We've said it before. It's not about like, if you get it, it's that you give it to somebody who has a compromised immune system or who has, you know, pre-existing conditions that could make this worse.
Yeah. I wish I had someone to infect and whose life to ruin, but I don't. My point is,
that's the guilt.
Wow.
Listen, you know,
wow.
No, but listen, you know, like Sean and Jess, we're obviously doing everything we can to keep, you know, I'm upstairs, doors shut, 3 stories up, you know, because, you know, Sean and Jess are obviously really concerned about themselves and each other. And, you know, it's everybody has their own situation that's understandable, you know.
And that studio is now hermetically sealed. The only people who can enter are Sean and Jess.
I swear to God, Travis, all I do, I don't touch anything. I literally almost get my show prep with tongs and then spray Lysol and go back upstairs and shut the door, you know.
Imagine looking like Thing from the Addams Family, just reaching around the door,
thank you,
grabbing it and going.
Yes. And then Sean puts my morning's text under the door like I'm Hannibal Lecter.
There's your feeding tray.
We need to install like one of those pneumatic tube systems, you know, like they used to have at the bank.
She's got the dumb waiter. She's got a dumb waiter.
Do you have a dumb waiter?
Yeah, he's really dumb though. Oh my God. Anyway, I just been, you know, somebody said, right, like this isn't going to be over until January 20th. Like, well, it's going to be, obviously, we're going to feel just the horror and the effects of this presidency for I don't know how long, you know. And it's you know, I guess my family and I are living it just like everybody else, you know. And it's
well, yeah. CNN had the head of Operation Warp Speed on yesterday, and they were saying to him, why aren't people getting vaccines in their arms faster? He's like, well, we made the vaccine. We did our job. Now it's the states. The states, you know, it's the states' fault.
Same thing. Don't you feel like we're having an acid flashback to testing and to, you know, what do you call it? You know, all of it, ventilators, testing, tracing, you know, oh, it's not us, it's the states. And here we are, like, right?
Take some responsibility. You know, have a plan.
Well, you know,
and say,
Chris,
here's your plan.
And Chris, we talked about that. I keep saying I don't mean to judge. I do mean to judge. Like, part of obviously why we're where we are is people were not nearly as safe as we've all been being. And, you know, so for anyone to call us irresponsible, I mean, I haven't left my house in a year. I tested 6 times in the last 2 weeks. I quarantined. Do you know how many people are traveling without doing any of that? Getting on a plane knowing they have COVID. Getting on a plane not masking. I mean, it's like, I told you, the guy I saw, no mask, on the phone here in LA going, I think I'm going to hop down to Cabo for a quickie tomorrow. I just felt like punching him in the basket. You know, it's like, I have a nearly 98-year-old mother in rapid decline. I had to make a moral decision for the rest of my life. And guess what? As I said yesterday, I paid the price. And that's okay, because but at least, you know, I didn't infect anyone else, but I'm paying the price. I mean, Travis, you are weird. Just no smell and taste is weird. And I have to ask you a question. So you said you've lost 20 pounds?
That's since COVID started. But
okay.
So not
in the past year.
Yeah, in the past year.
Well, I mean, the good news for you and Chris and I mean, we're all super healthy. We're fit. We eat great, but I mean, I'm eating. Well, no, but I mean, I'm eating all the normal things and amounts that I normally eat. I got on the scale this morning. I'm 104.6. Yesterday I was 104.9. I'm 5'7". Like, I'm not, it's LA, and I'm not trying to lose weight. Now Jody Hamilton's going to be furious, but
we'll talk to her about that at the bottom of the hour.
Nothing I ate before tasted like anything anyway, you know? Right. So it was all like this healthy brown rice stuff.
Right, but it's not, I mean, of course, all your pleasure's gone and your appetite, but I'm still eating. Travis, are you still eating the same amount? I mean, I guess it's just stress, right?
Yeah, I am eating the same amount, but it's just, like I said, it's not, food's not a pleasure right now.
When my sense of taste diminished, when my sense of smell was gone, I was eating stuff with mouthfeel, like pizza. Pizza has a great mouthfeel to it. That's a pleasurable mouthfeel. So that's what I was getting, and probably not the best thing in the world, but you
know what sustains me? My dirty friends like Rob, who called me yesterday. Rob of
Rob and Trish.
Right.
Yes.
In the middle of the conversation, and I'm like crying. He's like, you know what has really good mouthfeel? And I'm like, Rob, are you making a BJ joke to me? Are you making a D joke? And no, it has really good mouthfeel. I can. There's no other humor than dark during these times. Yeah. But
wow.
But my friends that sent you guys Instacart groceries sent me Instacart groceries yesterday. It's just, I swear to God, that's what I hope we get back to, is just some sense of we. My best friend in Australia, completely unsolicited, like Venmo'd me $1,000 for Fred's medical care because she knew that I was like overwhelmed with, I was having to put my dog down and my mom over Christmas not doing well, and I was so embarrassed. I mean, I've never asked a friend for money ever. I'm like, oh my God, why did you do this? You have kids, and she's like, we're a family, and I just, Donald Trump is so the opposite of that, and just this horrible division. I mean, Travis, look at the sound you got today. These are Republicans, Gabe Sterling, Brad Raffensperger.
Yes.
Just going like, look at this stack you just gave me of the pharmacists, the crazy right-wing conspiracy theory pharmacists destroying vaccine.
God.
On and on, suspect in Queens hoax, under NIP investigation for far-right stunts. We didn't even talk about the Nashville bomber. He believed in lizard people. That's an Alex Jones thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what we've been talking about forever. What we're left with, this country of not just divisiveness, but right-wing crazies, and in some cases, violent crazies.
Well, and this is what Chuck Todd got right for once in his life yesterday. Was that's
how I knew there was a parallel universe. I'm like, that was Chuck Todd doing journalism?
What?
The Republicans have made this a reality by just validating people's opinions. People don't need to you shouldn't validate every opinion. Not everyone needs a gold star for their ideas.
Yeah.
And that's what the Republicans are doing.
Both sides do not do it.
No.
Oh my God. It was cleansing, wasn't it? We'll get to the Gabe Sterling just going off. And he's a Republican that wants Republicans to vote today. Here's my vote blue. Vote blue. This is all we can do to take back America. Please vote blue today, Georgia. Vote blue.
Vote blue. Wait a minute, can I go back for a second?
Yeah,
you know how to use Venmo?
I know, right? You know why? You know why? It's because my friends showed me how.
I'm like, you can barely work your phone. How do you know how to use Venmo?
I told
you, there's money involved.
I told you I come by my techno spaz gene fairly. I told to my mom when we were singing over Christmas, and I kept pulling up the YouTube videos. Yeah. That was my favorite story. She's like, "Oh, Steffi, now is there a room in your house where you keep all of these videos?" I'm like, "No, Mom, it's in the iPad. It's in here. It's a thing called YouTube. Never mind. It's at YouTube."
Yeah.
Yes, I have a room in my house. Anyway, all right. So, a lot to get to. We have Jody on the show. We have Charlie Pierce. It is election day. We got to get to this Gabe Sterling and Brad Raffensperger audio. Do you understand? They've been vote suppressors in Georgia. Listen to Stacey Abrams, that they are the good guy,